What's going on, guys? Chance here from Halo Respawn, and we've got some pretty awesome news to talk about today about Halo Infinite that may not be what you think. Just stay tuned. All right, so we have something, finally. It's been forever, it feels like, that we've had no content about Halo Infinite, but here we are. We're starting to get little tidbits. And actually, earlier this week, we got the first little tidbit from Nerf, which Halo is actually Nerf now, not Boomco, which is news in of itself. But from the Nerf reveal, we got to see our first look at the AR, the assault rifle that's gonna be in Halo Infinite, as well as a look at the Needler and the Spanker rocket launcher. The Spanker, I don't think you should take into any sort of consideration that it may look like that in the final product. It's not going to. The Needler, maybe some elements of it, but I think the assault rifle itself is the big deal and the winner of the Nerf announcements, as in like, this is probably going to be pretty close to what it looks like in the game. Now, obviously the color scheme will be completely different. It's not going to be white, green, and orange, but you get the idea. It's a little bit of a glimpse into what the gun could look like, which was very exciting for a lot of Halo fans. So, things are happening, right? We're seeing a little bit. And then the Toy Fair starts. The New York Toy Fair. It starts up, and people are like, okay, we should be getting something from this, right? Well, we got our first look at some of the MegaContrux that 343 is building for Infinite. So we have our first look at the Pelican, which is a very classic, very OG inspired look and feel to the Pelican design, and it's also freaking massive when compared to a lot of the other vehicles. It's a huge boy, and it looks very good, and I'm very excited. We have the classic logo on it. It just looks great, and I'm excited to see a Pelican that really feels and embodies the look of the Pelican from the original trilogy, but also has some small tweaks here and there to include sort of 343's version as well, and sort of its bulkiness and how big it is. And after that, we got to see the Warthog. Very cool. The Warthog appears to be sort of a mix between Halo 4 and Halo 5's Warthog in the body, in the way that the body actually looks, with a little bit of an extra original Halo flair in the minigun on the top, and sort of the overall flow of the vehicle just feels classic with a 343 spin on it, which is really what we should be excited about, because that's going to be the most important element going forward with 343's art style, is a great mix between the two. It's incredibly important and very wise of them to finally come out and just mash it together to create something that both sides of the owl can enjoy. After we got the Warthog, we got the Mongoose. Now, the Mongoose itself, in terms of the Lego reveal, wasn't that impressive. I mean, it looks good. It's a Lego though, so you can't get like that much detail from it, but it looks cool. I mean, it's a Mongoose, so that's cool. I mean, I didn't have a problem with the Halo 5, 4 or 5 version of it. Was it even in 4? Probably not. The Halo 5 version of it, didn't have any problem with it. Looked fine, looked cool, I'm down with it. So after we got the MegaContrux reveal, everyone was like, oh, holy crap, wait a second. We're actually getting some stuff about Halo. And then we get to the Big Daddy. That's today. Today, on Saturday, we got a full-blown reveal of a lineup of Halo Infinite toys created by Wicked Cool Toys. I've never heard of this brand before, but from what I can tell, they're probably gonna be pretty awesome for the Halo universe, and their stuff looks really good. So we got a glimpse of all kinds of different elements, ranging all the way from jackals to grunts to the Chief to Tanaka. For some strange reason, they decided to choose her instead of Locke or something. Tanaka is in there. We have a look at some helmets that are like Reach inspired and Halo 4 inspired. You have the Scout, which looks like Palmer's helmet. And you have Carter, and then you have the Chief there in the middle. We got a glimpse at the different figurine sizes. We have the specs will be on the screen right now, so you can know, and the pictures will be on there too. One of the most exciting elements about this whole reveal is that we are looking at what appears to be as close as we're gonna get to a perfect blending of 343 and Bungie's art design for Halo. We have the Chief that looks like the Chief. He looked like the Chief in Halo 4 and 5. But in my opinion, I feel like we now have a really cool version of the Chief where he's still kind of that tank and blocky kind of tank, but also has some smoother edges to him that sort of combines the two looks from 343 and Bungie, which I really, really enjoy seeing. We got a better glimpse of the Warthog and actually like detailed, like not mega blocks, actual detailed look. It looks fantastic. It looks like a wonderful version of the Warthog. I can't wait to drive that thing around in the game. It's going to be freaking awesome. I'm so excited. Apart from that, we had a look, we had a look at the Mongoose. The Mongoose, this is, we can actually see it in detail. Looks great. It's very similar to the Halo 5 one. I love it. It's down with it. All you need is a chair in the front, chair in the back, and 4 wheels on it, and it looks like a 4-wheeler and you're good. The Mongoose is a fairly simple vehicle, so it looks great. All in all, I think that seeing the Covenant has made me more excited for Halo because we're getting a glimpse into not only just like the simpler elements of Halo that, you can't really tell a significant difference between the two games, but when you look at the Covenant, you can really tell a significant difference. They look completely different in 343's Halo as they did in Bungie's Halo. So now we're getting a glimpse. We still have Elites. See, the Elites look slimmer. He's got a really classic looking armor design. It looks wonderful. He's got a black undersuit, so there's no more of that scaly, crazy looking skin that they had underneath the armor. The only thing that seems to be carrying over from 343 from what I can see is the feet, which are big, and that's fine. Some people hate it. I don't hate it, but I do think it's a bit bizarre that they have feet that size. Like, it's massive, but they are like, huge creatures. So, it's not unheard of for them to have big old feet for how big they are. So I think that's okay. But still, it's a very cool looking Elite design, and obviously the feet may not be final in the main game. Who knows? We don't know the actual models for the characters yet. We're just going off of the toys. The Grunt looks interesting. He's got a very, very classic armor design on with the anatomy of 343's Grunts. He's kind of, big and bulky. He's got the scaly arms and scaly legs. So, but he's actually wearing his mask now, and he's got the very, very bright and simple color design, which I love, like an orange color. It looks great. It really does. It is exactly what I think of when I think of a Grunt. I'm not the biggest fan of sort of the scaly arms, but I think it's okay because we can't expect 343 to completely abandon all that hard work their artists did for so long entirely, right? They're gonna wanna try and blend them both. And I think this is a really compromisable blend that I'm okay with it because I'm getting that more simple feel out of their armor. It's got the mask on, it gives me that classic vibe, but it still has 343 sort of build and anatomy to it, which I'm totally okay with, to be honest. So apart from the Covenant, we didn't get much else. We saw the classic energy sword design is back, which is great, looks really cool. The toy itself looks awesome, it glows and all that sort of stuff. I can't wait to get my hands on it in the future. But apart from that, I think that covers most of the actual toy reveals as far as I'm aware, as far as recording of this video. So things are looking good. Things are looking really great, and I think it's awesome that we finally have something to talk about as a community because we've been so like, I need stuff to say, I need stuff to do, I need stuff to look at and theorize on, and we're finally getting some of that here. One of the big theories I'm seeing coming out of this is it's interesting that 343 decided not to include Prometheans. They may not be in Infinite, it's entirely possible. I wouldn't hedge my bets on it. I feel like 343 will include the Prometheans, but I just feel like the game itself will probably focus more on the Covenant and because they're wanting to recapture that spirit, that old feel. Like they're probably gonna introduce you onto Halo and you're gonna be fighting the Covenant for the most part. But maybe the Prometheans come in later at the end of the game or something and sort of shake it up there at the end. I don't know. But it is interesting because the last two toy reveals we've gotten for the other two games, 4 and 5, include the Prometheans there at the forefront. So yeah, it's very exciting. I think this is a really great time to be a Halo fan. It's one of the most exciting times for any video game, really, where you're starting to get little teases and stuff. But I've been a Halo fan for so long that just these little teases have gotten me so excited for the future. And I really can't wait for 343 to start to engage with us and create a great hype machine for this game and start to show us that they really care about the franchise. Do take this with a grain of salt. I mean, these are toys. These are not in-game models. These are not physical representations of the final product. Like, we still have, you know, 6 to 8 months or however long it's gonna be before Infinite releases. So don't look at these and say that's what it looks like. We don't know that yet. These are prototypes of the toys as well. The toys will not be releasing until, you know, the fall of this year. I'm sure in the fall of this year. So we're gonna be getting probably updates on the toys as they progress through there, as they learn more about the game, as they finalize more elements of the game. We'll start to get a more finalized look. Just keep that in mind, that this is not a final product. The game is not finished, and there can be things that change over the course of the next few months. So always remember that. But I think that's it. I think that wraps up the news that dropped today. It's a pretty exciting day. A lot of good stuff happened. I think the Halo community is starting to feel energized, excited about the future of the game. And I can't wait to see more. I'm really, really, really excited. And I think 343 knows that the community is just begging for information. So this drip feeding that we're getting is starting to really push us into the mindset of, holy cow, Halo's coming out this year. And we better be ready. Because I think 343 is gonna make one of the best Halo games out there, personally. Now, I'll make another video in a year and we'll figure out if that's true or not, but I believe that 343 took the time to make this one the best that they absolutely could, and I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Halo Respawn video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit thumbs up. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. You know, click the bell, all that jazz if you want to be notified whenever we post more content. You can follow us on Twitter at Halo Respawn. That's where we do a lot of our discussion-based stuff, and in the future I'd like to do YouTube questions and posts there, so you can respond there, and then we'll talk about it here on the channel. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next time, Spartans.